What's going on, guys and girls? And Rob here, and we got the playoffs coming up next weekend. 12 teams, 14 teams in, 12 teams will be playing. The Packers and the Chiefs are lucky enough not to have to play week one. Saints against the Bears, Seahawks against the Rams, the Washington football team against the Buccaneers. We go over to the AFC, the Bills and Colts. Steelers will host the Browns again, second week in a row, and Titans and the Ravens. That'll be a rematch of last year as well. The commissioner, and obviously the New York Giants, and I'm sure many other people are upset with the Eagles. What's up, Tribe fan? They are thinking about possibly fining the Eagles. Why? Let me ask you something. Number one, the NFL, you put the Eagles a 4-11-1 team, a 4-10-1. I'm sorry, 4-10-1 team in the night slot. Okay? That shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened. Okay? There was other games they could have put. They could have put the Pittsburgh Cleveland game in there. You knew Cleveland was going to try to win. Pittsburgh was not trying to lose. They were just trying to save some players for next week, obviously. But when you put Washington football team against the Eagles team, it's 4-10-1. How can you hold the Eagles responsible for putting in their backup quarterback in the fourth quarter of a game that does not mean shit to them? Okay? Yeah, it means a lot to the Eagles. I mean, to the Washington team. It means a lot to the Giants. It means a lot to some of the teams that would pick 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Yes. But in the overall picture, what other team didn't do that yesterday? Roethlisberger never touched the field. Okay? The kid from Kansas City, what's his name? Mahomes, he never touched the field. Let's be fair about this situation. If you want to make teams call out a starter, what's up, Keith? That's one way of doing it. But don't coach their team for them. And once they put and they said all week long in practice that everybody knew Sudfeld got 1/4 of the warm-ups. Sudfeld knew he was coming in the fourth quarter. And he actually either came in a little bit before that. He's a 4-year guy. Let's not forget, he's not a rookie. He's played when it meant something to the Eagles. He just played like shit, and he was playing against a defense that really was up for it. That's all. So for the league to even think about wanting to fine the Eagles here, that is a disgrace. That is a disgrace. Now, if I'd have been the coach, I probably would not have – if I'd have been the Eagles coach, I probably would not have pulled Jalen Hurts. 17-14 at the end of 3 quarters, I'll probably go and try to win that ball game. But if he had planned it all week long, there's no way you can second-guess that situation. So I'm sorry. The league should not be able to find the Eagles. We at this channel know what the Eagles are about behind the scenes. And I support the Eagles in this situation. Okay? All right. Adam Gase gets fired. About time, right? Now the next one is going to fall to. It's got to be today, I guess. Doug Marrone. How do you feel if you're Doug Marrone right now in Jacksonville? They had Tony Khan on television and even saying that, yeah, we're gonna bring some new brass to the table, and maybe even some rings. And will it be rings that they acquire next year? No, it's rings that they already have. But you still got Marrone. That's bad timing. You got to get rid of Doug Marrone. Fire him, please. Get him out of his misery. Hire Urban Meyer. Okay. And look, you call the kid from Clemson and you tell him, look, you don't go next to any cliffs. You don't get behind any cars that can go 200 miles an hour. You don't get in near a ski slope. And I don't want you out here playing in the ice. And we'll be ready to see you in camp this summer in Jacksonville, Florida. You can make the trip. Yeah, he's going to be the number one pick. Now I'm talking about Trevor Lawrence. There's no doubt about that. Trevor Lawrence will be the number one pick. He's got to be now. He has played too well for too long not to be the number one pick. Didn't play good in his last game. But he would make somebody regret it if they didn't pick him. And can you imagine the Jets, who just fired Adam Gase, okay? And who are they going to bring in? I mean, I'm hearing an array of names. I mean, I'm hearing Bill, the ex-Steelers coach, Bill Cowher. He could be the new Jets coach. Can you imagine Bill Cowher coming into the Jets and then all of a sudden saying, look, we're going out. We want Justin Fields. Justin Fields is the man. Justin Fields is going to bring us to a championship. To the point where Urban Meyer might say, okay, we want Justin Fields. He's an Ohio State product. And then Bill Cowher end up getting could it happen? I don't know. Cowher has been offered the job. I do know that much. Urban Meyer turned down 4 different jobs during this season, NFL-wise. The Jets, they would have fired Gase during the season. It's pretty well known now. Dallas wanted him during midseason. He even went and talked to Stephen Jones. We will give you a job midseason. He didn't want it. University of Texas wanted Urban Meyer. He had just went and talked in Arlington to the Joneses, went down to Austin, talked to them. They did not give him what he wanted. And I think he wants the house. He wants to be the AD if he goes to a school now. He does not want an AD looking over his shoulder. And now going to Jacksonville, I think he's going to be his own GM. I think he's going to be his own GM. I think he's going to be the head coach. Now he's going to start bringing in some coaches that could, try to turn this thing around. And, I'm hearing names that you wouldn't think you would hear about coming to Jacksonville. Tim Tebow's name has been out there. He may be offensive coordinator before this thing's over with. Urban Meyer has gotten together real well with some of these guys in ESPN. Kirk Herbstreit, his name has been thrown out there. I mean, don't think for a second that it's going to have to be some retread that we've seen in college and pros. Watch out. Urban Meyer may make some splashes here with Jacksonville, and it may be exactly what he needs. I know Phil Simms and obviously the other kid that Romo wouldn't leave his job now. He's making too much money. But boy, oh boy, Romo at one time wanted to be the head coach of the Cowboys, And now, if he thought for a second that he could be the Jets' head man, obviously they're just not going to pay him what he is demanding. And, he would be demanding 18 million, 17, 18 million a year, and that's just not going to happen. Not in New York. Not anywhere in the NFL. I said not New York. Nowhere in the NFL will that happen. I don't even care. Even Dallas is not going to pay $15 million for a coach. So now, who else is going to be left by the wayside? We've got Doug Marrone. He's going to get fired. Who else gets fired this offseason? Matt Patricia already got the axe. There are people wanting. There are people that are wanting the Bengals head man gone, and I'm like, there's no way you can fire him. Burrow he missed over half a season. Romo, the next Sean Payton, no. Romo's going to be with CBS for the next 30 years. If they don't get rid of him, he'll stay there. He'll stay put. He wants to be. Well, he's already in the top crew, but he wants to be the man above. Above the guy, his mate. He wants to be above him. Romo wants to be CBS. I don't think he goes anywhere. Jim Harbaugh. Could he go to the NFL? I've said for weeks I thought he was going to be the next Tampa coach. Now they're saying we've got to sign him to a 5-year deal. You really don't have to. And trust me, the alumni are not going. The alumnus are not going to be on your ass about this if you get rid of Jim Harbaugh. I think Jim Harbaugh thinks that the people around him think more of him than they do. People that I talk to, Randy Pendle included, from Michigan, tell me they want his ass gone. Bye. See you later. Huh? Get the hell out of here. That's it. Bye-bye. And they're just not going to do it. He's calling their bluff. He says, I don't think you will fire him. And now I'm starting to think they're not going to fire him. If they extend him 5 years, they're the biggest fools in college football. Because he'll have a 6-year deal. He's got one more year on his deal. Extend him 5 years. But that's not done yet. So we'll see what happens there. But I still think there's a chance Harbaugh becomes Tampa's coach. That being said, what happens with Bruce Arians? I think Bruce Arians is gone. The only way Bruce Arians keeps his job is if they win the Super Bowl this year. And I'm not even sure he'd keep his job then. There's too many people he stepped toes on. Bruce Arians is not a nice guy. Bruce Arians, sometimes you got to be a nice guy. And in this situation, I think you need cooler heads to prevail. He's just not a cool head. He's just out there. I think he gets fired. Whenever they get eliminated from the playoffs, I think he gets fired. The only playoff coach that will get fired this year will be Arians. Non-playoff coaches. Who else really would get fired? Dolphins almost made it. They came close. The Texans are just going through a second coach this year. I don't think that happens. McCarthy could get fired. McCarthy could still get fired. But who are they going to bring in there? Who's the big name that Dallas would bring in? What will Tom Brady do after his playing days? I think, now this is just my opinion, I don't think Tom Brady will ever coach. And I don't think Tom Brady will ever do television, except maybe a spot here, spot there. I think Tom Brady will do pretty much kind of out there, just kind of float away, Joe Montana style. Um, almost in the same way. Montana left San Francisco and went to Kansas City and played 2 years. Could Brady do that? And then after that, Montana went about his business, became joined, went in the Hall of Fame. You don't hear much or see a lot about Joe anymore, unless you're watching a game of the 49ers. He shows up. But I don't think Tom Brady's a coach. I just don't think Tom Brady is a coaching brand. I think people would listen to him, but he's got two children of his. No, three children. He's got three children, and I just don't think that in his situation now, I don't think he'd become a head coach. I just don't see it. Now, he may become a majority or minority owner of a team. That wouldn't surprise me. But something where he doesn't have to show up for work every day, I think there's a chance he would do it. If Brady were to head coach, I would definitely say he would go back to college and do it. I don't think professional level is what he needs. But I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I just don't think Tom Brady is head coaching material. I just don't think he is. We'll see. Now, with all the chips falling the way they have, these teams in the NFC East that were really bad this year, Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, are they going to go after quarterback? Well, obviously, Daniel Jones, I don't think the Giants are going after a quarterback. I think the Eagles could definitely go after a quarterback, and I think the Cowboys could definitely go after a quarterback. But there are quarterbacks out there right now that you could get on the cheap. And when I say that, they may be free agents that you're going to have to pay a lot of money to, but it won't cost you a draft pick. I don't think he will coach. I think he is too bland for TV. Well, I will say this much. He would draw ratings if he did coach, wherever he coached. He would draw ratings. We would see what happens. I would rather see somebody like a Tom Brady coach than I had a Gronk. Gronk's a little too much out there for me. He's a little over the top, but it could happen. It could happen. Personally, this is what I think happens in the offseason. And you obviously have to have a second string quarterback who can keep a team going. Yeah. Carson Wentz made it clear this week, I want out. I want out. It is even rumored in Philadelphia that he told him he wasn't going to dress this week. Because think about this. If he's no longer going to be on your team, the only reason you don't dress him this week is you don't want to see $34 million get hurt. Will they try to trade him? And number two, the bigger question is, who do you think would be in the market for Carson Wentz? San Francisco has been the name out there for 2 weeks. If San Francisco is it, number one, you've got Jimmy Garoppolo, which I know he's already out. He was on a 2-year deal, 1-year deal, whatever. He's out. Beathard has made it clear that he wants a chance at a starting job. They bring Carson Wentz in there, he's not going to have a chance. Beathard will be out, which he's not that great a quarterback. But Garoppolo still has a talent level. But he's just been, he got thrown straight from New England out to San Francisco. He just hadn't looked the same. And he's been injured a lot. So now what happens? Does Garoppolo come back to New England? Does Matthew Stafford come to New England. I think, and I also say that the next game the Colts lose will be it for Phillip Rivers. I think he'll call it a career. The New Orleans situation is really, really sticky because if they lose or if they fall out, will Breeze call it a career? I think there's a good chance he does. I think Breeze could hang it up. Then, are they happy with Taysom Hill? The situation they're in with Hill. Personally, I don't think Taysom Hill would take them to the playoffs on a consistent basis. They're a good enough team that they'll win 10 games anyway. But are they consistent enough with him as quarterback to make it deep into the playoffs? And I just don't think they would be. But we'll see about that. We'll see. Where does Dak Prescott, not Zach, Dak Prescott, where does he end up at? Could he go to New England? Could he go to San Francisco? There's a lot, and Matt Ryan could go somewhere. He could be open to go somewhere. I think there's going to be a lot of changing of the guard this year as far as players moving around team to team. There's a lot of quarterbacks, and it just, to me, and Roethlisberger, when they're done, is he done? I think a lot of faith is going to have to go into the draft class this year. The kid from North Dakota State, the kid from BYU, the kid from Ohio State, the kid from Alabama, the kid from Florida, the kid from Clemson. Clearly the top 6 quarterbacks. You're going to have to know what you want before you go drafting after them, before you go for them. And I definitely think Jacksonville right now, barring a huge trade where they would end up getting one of these veteran quarterbacks, which I don't think they would go that route. I think they want Lawrence. So I think now it's only 5 quarterbacks really up for grabs, let's say. And the Jets, I'm hearing more and more about the Jets want to keep Darnold. And if they want to keep Darnold, that number 2 pick is coveted. Dallas might trade up for it. Philadelphia may trade up for it. Washington may trade up for it. You've got a lot of teams that are going to want that number 2 pick. Now, obviously, myself, I'm not a big Justin Fields person. I don't think Justin Fields is going to be a quarterback 5 years from now that's going to be leading teams to the playoff. I just don't think so. But there's a chance you'd be going to that number 2 spot to try to get that BYU quarterback. That's totally different. I personally think of all 6 of them, I like him the best over Lawrence. Just Lawrence has a higher ceiling, no doubt about it. He could be a 10-year All-Pro. There's no doubt about that because he's such a good athlete. But the kid from BYU, what's up, Allen? Go Pack. They're off this week. Yeah. They just know they won't be playing the Saints next week. Saints or the Seahawks. They won't be playing neither one of those 2 teams. They know that. Could be the Bucks, could be Washington, could be the Rams, could be the Bears. We just don't know. Just don't know which team it could be. But it won't be the Saints and won't be the Seahawks. We're gonna do a draft. We're gonna do a draft. I mean, not a draft, a playoff picture thing. If anybody wants to enter it, we can do it. We can do it for fun. If you guys want to do it, for a little bit of cash, we can do it for a little bit of cash. It'll be up to you guys. You fill in each spot in the playoffs as to where you think everybody will finish. Like this week, Saints and Bears, you put who you think wins. You don't have to worry about any scores at all. Seahawks and Rams, you put who you think wins. For fun, I would do it. Tribe fans, okay, you can do it. We can do it however you want to. You just got to remember, if they're upsets, they go. Then the next week you have to go with the lowest seeds and stuff. Yeah, I definitely see 3 road teams winning this week. Get your money out, Tribe. How about you, Alan? Alan throw his money anyway. I don't even have to ask Alan. Alan will put $5 on the table, doesn't mind at all. Alan says he's in, yeah. So we would have to go and then make it worth so many points for next week, and then the week after, and then the championship game and then the Super Bowl be worth some points. So we could do that. Obviously, if it stays chalk, if all of the 2, 3, and 4 wins this week, then Bucks go to see the Packers, and Seahawks will be going to the Saints. The Titans will be going to the Chiefs, and the Steelers will be going to the Bills. I think we can see some better games than that. I really do. I hope it doesn't stay chalk. I just got my stimulus check this morning. This may be my tabletop gaming budget for the year. Very cool. Use it soundly, my friend. Yeah. I'm getting an addition to my Formula D there. Formula D, pretty big box. And Alan knows how heavy it is. Man, that's a heavy game. I'm getting an addition. It's got Baltimore and Sochi, I think. So you got like 6 or 7 different tracks to go with it. I'm gonna get it out this week and play it again. I think it's fun. I think it'd be a lot more fun if you got a few people to play, to hang around with and play. But who knows? We'll try it. Does anybody out here right now think? We discussed it all last year. I talked it over with my man in Ohio, Philip Reynolds. Did a 3-lap 10-car race. That's a lot. About last year, about Joe Burrow, and I said Joe Burrow was going to be the number 1 pick, and he was. Does anybody out here think that Trevor Lawrence is not the number 1 pick going to Jacksonville? Does anybody think somebody else goes to Jacksonville? Or even if Jacksonville trades a pick, does anybody think Trevor Lawrence is not the number 1 pick right now? I've heard Justin Fields' name being listed, but I'm just like, look, you cannot go on a body of work of one great game to go draft a player. You just cannot do that. I think that's a lot for Lawrence. I agree. Lawrence has got to be the pick. Coaches now, I tell you, there's still going to be some coaches, I think, that we haven't heard yet that's going to get fired. Doug Marrone will get fired probably this morning. It may have already happened. I haven't even looked on my phone. He gets fired. Who else out there could get fired? Carolina's coach played, they played well this year. Dolphins played okay. Jets, they got rid of Gase after last night. So that's an opening now. The Jets job is open. Giants won't fire their coach. Eagles, they're saying they're not going to fire Peterson. But I tell you, if it happened, if it came out today that the Eagles fired Doug Peterson, it would not be the biggest surprise in my life. He's done a lot of stuff that they do not like. Blowing that game last night. He's done some stuff that really turned the Eagles organization, especially into a criminal number one or case file number one against the NFL because they are mad at him. They're mad at the Eagles over that situation. They really are. Tomlin wouldn't get fired. Lions just got rid of their guy. The Bills are in great shape. The Vikings job, that is a job that could be kind of question mark, just like the Bears, except the Bears make it to the playoffs. So that saved their job. The Bears are in this week. But the Vikings, that's a job that could be, hey, Rob, hope the new year is treating you right so far. Hey, what's up, ISO only? What's going on? Yeah, it's 4 days in, so not a lot going on yet. Really the first regular day we're back. We've had holidays and weekends and stuff, so it's the first day of the week, really, we've been back. But, yeah, not bad at all. I'll say if anybody gets fired, not much happening yet. Now, Jacksonville's number one on the list. That's going to happen. Number two, I'm going to say Dallas. I'm going to say there's still a chance Dallas gets rid of their coach. I don't know what the chances are, but I think there's a chance. They pushed this week. They even said that Doug Peterson's going to keep his job. I don't think they would have said it this late if they were going to fire him. I may be wrong. So I'm going to say the Jacksonville job is number one for in trouble. Number two, Dallas's job is number two in trouble. I'm going to say number three is Minnesota. Minnesota, I think there's a chance they're going to go a different route. We'll see. I don't know about that. And number four, I'll go with Philadelphia. I'll just go with Philadelphia. I really don't see any other team in the league. No. What am I talking about? Flip a script, guys. Jacksonville, number one. Number two, Anthony Lynn in Los Angeles, the Chargers. He's going to get fired, I think. He's got to get fired. Anthony Lynn. I forgot that name. The Chargers coach has got to get fired. He cannot keep his job. He did some idiotic thing. I mean, he did some bonehead stuff this year. So I say Jacksonville's number one, Chargers number two, Dallas number three. They got some nice. They do have some nice pieces to play out there, but their record sucks, and the coaching job was bad. He did bad coaching. He didn't use the clock the right way. He didn't use people and personnel the right way, and he just did some awful coaching all year long. Anthony Lynn's got to go. Marone first, Anthony Lynn, Dallas job third, Minnesota fourth, and Eagles fifth. Now, if anybody other than those top five lose their jobs, I really don't know where it would come from because AFC East, AFC North, in my opinion, respectively, and you can't. I mean, obviously, the one down in Houston, he is interim anyway. He's an interim coach anyway, so he's probably gone. But I don't know who in the world they'll bring in there. We'll see. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see if J.J. Watt ends up leaving Houston, possibly to go to Pittsburgh, which that would be mean. I mean, that would be mean. They would have a lineup on the defensive line that right there with Washington. Washington and Pittsburgh would have the two best defensive lines. Bosa is due back for the Chargers next year, I guess. they're going to be pretty bad too. I think he got hurt like halfway through or early this season and was out. We'll see what happens. So Marone and then Anthony Lynn. I think both of those guys maybe lose their job today. I think JJ will leave, which sucks, but it's for the best, you know. Um, oh yeah, JJ Watt. Yes, yes. I think he has to leave. I think he's almost got to now. As much talking as he did, I think he's definitely out of there. Um, and he may be able to get a ring somewhere else. I just don't think he can down in Houston. Houston has a lot of problems. And people say, well, all it is defense. It's not. It's some offense too. They just they're just not a well-rounded offense. Their defense is really in knots, though. They really have problems defensively. They could probably use 6 guys defensively, maybe more than that. And if they lose Watt, they can use 7 guys. So, yeah. Anthony Lynn, let's keep an eye out for him. The MRI results from Mike Evans just came back. We'll see what they are. Can you imagine there's any person anywhere in the world who thinks, oh, no, where can I find Dan Le Batard? I don't think so. I don't think anybody's looking for him. Mike Evans' MRI results just came back 10 a.m. I have not heard the results yet, but they are back. If Evans is okay, I'm telling you, this is a team that's capable of not only going to the Super Bowl, they can win it. They have enough offense. Their defense is not bad either. Their defense is better. I would say one of the top 3 defenses in the NFC. The Bucs are real. The Bucs are real. They've gotten over 150 points in the last 4 games. That's bad, boys. That's bad. Brady, personally, I think if Brady wins this year, I think there's a chance he may walk. I think there's a chance Gronkowski may walk and just be like, and I think they would. No structural damage for Evans. Really? Okay. Tribe fan is on top of that. Thank you. So Evans may not be 100% this week. They don't need him 100% this week against Washington. That was a lucky thing. They didn't get to rest anybody yesterday much. They wanted that number 4 seed. Now, I mean number 5 seed rather. Now, this week against Washington, they have got them so outclassed that they're probably going to be 10-point favorites. They probably will be. And when is the last time a road wild card team was a 10-point favorite? If it's ever happened. Are you a Redskins? I like Washington. Yes. But Washington's, I would have just as soon seen them lose yesterday. I would have just as soon seen them lose. They're not going anywhere. I don't care. This is sad watching that quarterback play. Their quarterback is so sad to watch. He does not need to be on the football field. He can't even put pressure on his leg. Defense is good. Defense is a top 5 defense in the league, maybe a top 3. Their offense is a bottom 5. Yeah, they are really bad offensively. Early in the year, we're running the football well. We really need a power back. We don't need somebody who can run really, really fast. We just need a power back that can, 4 yards in a cloud of dust, as they say. We don't have that. We really don't. Yeah, and I was not happy when we chose Chase Young, but obviously I was wrong there. I was like my man Fawn says, I was so I was wrong on that one. Right now, 8-point favorites. I think it goes up. I think there'll be 10-point favorites. Right now, let me ask you folks. 8 points. You can have Washington and take 8 points. or take the Buccaneers and give up 8 points. Who in here would take Washington and 8 points? I don't think there's many people that would. Yeah, I know. Chicago. I really give Chicago a better chance than Washington this week. Chicago. I don't think I would take. You don't think you? No way. I'd take 8. I'd give 8 points in a heartbeat. Tom Brady. That's one drive, 7 points, and then you got to play even with the other 50 minutes. Ain't happening. Tom, and what kind of game did he have yesterday? $3.99 or $4.99? I mean, my goodness. Tampa Bay final. Saints a 9.5 point favorite. Really? I'll say this. I think the Bears will keep it closer with the Saints than Washington will with Tampa. I think Tampa is just Tampa final score. 44-27. They gave up 27 to the Falcons, but the Falcons got an offense. Washington has no offense. No offense. 399 yards yesterday for Brady. Threw it 41 times. Yeah. Brown, what did he catch? 6 passes? 11 passes. Oh, my God. 11 catches, and Evans only caught 3. He was hurt. Gronk only caught 2. That's going to be the matchup that Washington can't handle. They can't handle a guy that's 6'8", 6'7" at the tight end position. Their linebackers are short, stubby, strong. There's no way. There is no way. Gronk may catch 15 passes next week. They just don't match up with these guys. They just do not match up with them. And then we got a quarterback who can't throw the ball 30 yards down the field. Yeah, they know exactly where each other's going to be. And then on top of that, we got a guy that's, comeback player of the year. Yes, comeback player of the year. If it's not Roethlisberger, but look, it's time for him to hang it up. He's got to know it's time to give it up. It really is. We've reached the time of the year now. They're not going to just touch him. They're really not. They're not just going to just tag you and just say, okay, because you can tell every time he goes back, you're just wondering how hard he's going to get hit. I'm talking, and I'm talking about the Washington quarterback. He's just he just does not need to be out there. So they've got to go a different route, got to go a different route entirely, whether they go the free agent or drafting. And if they draft, they'll probably have to move up the board a little bit to try to get somebody good. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Let's see what we're looking like outside today. Yeah. It's chilly out there. I just went and got us breakfast a few minutes ago. It's cloudy. It rained a lot yesterday. But look at the grass is still green. Look at that. Our grass is still green. But it's not growing. It's got that. You got what they call it, the dead of winter or whatever they call it. It won't grow now anyway, so I don't have to worry about mowing it. But yeah, we are in right in the beginning of January 2021. My 2-year anniversary on YouTube is in 9 days. So what is that? I guess that'll be a Saturday or something, I guess. What day is it? 13th. 13th, I think, was my first day. No. 13th is a Wednesday. Yeah. So I'll have my 2-year anniversary of YouTube then. Yeah, next Wednesday would be the 13th. Yep. a week from Wednesday. So may try to do something. I don't know what we can do. Maybe. What else we got going on? No Monday night base. No, well, we could have Monday night baseball, I guess. No Monday night football. We know that. And maybe we'll do, like I say, maybe we'll do a playoff chart graph thing. And if I make one, I will send it to anybody where they can print it off, or either they can just write in what they would like to have as their picks. Let's see what else we got going on today. Not a lot. Well, it's, like I said, it's really chilly here today. I'll have to check when my first upload. I used to watch. I watch YouTube. I've been watching YouTube for 10 years. I've been watching YouTube for 10 years. I just started my channel though in 2019. We've been living here for maybe 8 months, 7 months. So we'll be here at this residence for 3 years very soon. Have you ever thought about also streaming on Twitch, Rob? I have thought about it. Just, I'm on here so much. I don't know. I guess I could do it. I may try it. Give it a shot or two and just see what happens. You average well over 3 viewers, so you could easily hit the affiliate mark. Okay. All right. I may do that. I may try it here for a while. Me, I say bye. Darla says bye. She waved. Oh yeah. I couldn't even ask her to do that any better now. I was going to see if she would wave. You all have a great day.
She did.
You all have a great day. We'll see if maybe we can. I may even get Formula D out, the first version here, the originals, and see what we can do. Give it a try, and who knows? We got baseball coming up very soon. Yep. Have a good one, everyone. God bless. 10:13 here on the East Coast, and we'll see you some more. Yep, she's late for a meeting. I wasn't going to say anything to her because
you should have.
You're late for a meeting.
Thank you.
She has a 10 o'clock meeting. God bless. Have a great one, Dad. Bye-bye.